You're standing in the supplement aisle, staring at 8 different magnesium products. Same mineral, completely different names, wildly different prices. And nobody, not the label, not the store assistant, can tell you which one actually works. Today we fix that. We're covering everything: how to know if you're even deficient, the best food sources, what's quietly draining your levels, and which form of magnesium the evidence actually supports. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and what to put back on the shelf. Quick note before we start: this video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before starting any supplement, especially if you have a medical condition or take medication. Welcome to Ingredient Verdict. We examine one ingredient at a time, no hype, just the evidence. And magnesium is one of the most misunderstood supplements on the market. The gap between what the marketing promises and what the evidence actually shows is significant, and it starts with the form on the label. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body. Think of it like the oil in a car engine. Everything technically keeps running without enough of it, until one day it suddenly doesn't. Research links adequate magnesium levels to healthy sleep, muscle function, stress response, blood sugar regulation, and heart rhythm. Studies suggest that a significant portion of people in Western countries don't reach the recommended intake from food alone, partly because modern farming has depleted soil magnesium levels over the past century. So the interest in supplementing is understandable. But before we get to supplements, let's ask a more fundamental question: do you actually need more magnesium? Here's the thing about magnesium deficiency: it rarely announces itself. Instead, it shows up as a collection of things that are easy to write off as just modern life. Muscle cramps and twitches are among the most commonly reported signs, particularly leg cramps at night. Magnesium plays a key role in muscle relaxation, and when levels drop, muscles can contract more easily and stay contracted longer. Sleep problems are another common indicator. Magnesium is involved in regulating the nervous system and supporting melatonin production. People with lower magnesium levels often report difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. This is one of the areas where the research is most consistent. Anxiety and restlessness have also been associated with low magnesium. Magnesium helps regulate the body's stress response system, so when it's low, the nervous system can become more reactive to everyday stressor. Fatigue and low energy are frequently reported. Since magnesium is required for ATP production, the molecule your cells use for energy, a deficiency can leave you feeling consistently drained even with adequate sleep. Headaches and migraines have a well-documented connection to magnesium. Several studies have found that people who experience frequent migraines tend to have lower magnesium levels, and magnesium supplementation is actually used in some clinical migraine prevention protocols. Heart palpitations, a fluttering or irregular heartbeat, can also be a sign, since magnesium is critical for maintaining normal heart rhythm. None of these symptoms alone confirms a deficiency, and they all have other possible causes. But if several of these sound familiar, it may be worth a conversation with your doctor. And here's where it gets interesting and a little frustrating. The standard serum magnesium blood test that doctors routinely order is not a reliable measure of your body's actual magnesium status. The reason is that only about 1% of the body's magnesium is found in the blood. The rest is stored in bones, muscles, and soft tissue. The body works hard to keep blood magnesium levels stable, so even when tissue stores are genuinely low, blood levels can appear completely normal. A more informative test is the RBC magnesium test, red blood cell magnesium, which measures magnesium inside the cells rather than in the serum. It's not always offered as standard, but it's worth asking your doctor about if you suspect a deficiency. Even with a reasonably healthy diet, several common lifestyle factors actively deplete magnesium levels, and most people have no idea. Stress is one of the biggest culprits. When the body is under stress, it releases cortisol and adrenaline, and this process increases magnesium excretion through urine. High stress and low magnesium can create a vicious cycle, since low magnesium makes the stress response more intense. More stress, more magnesium lost, more reactive to stress. Caffeine and alcohol both increase magnesium excretion through the kidneys. Regular consumption of either, even at moderate levels, can meaningfully reduce magnesium stores over time. High sugar intake interferes with magnesium absorption and increases its excretion. Diets high in processed foods create a double disadvantage: low in magnesium, high in things that deplete it. Certain medications are also significant. Proton pump inhibitors, commonly used for acid reflux, are well documented to reduce magnesium absorption with long-term use. Diuretics, some antibiotics, and certain diabetes medications can also deplete magnesium. If you take any of these regularly, discussing magnesium status with your doctor is particularly worthwhile. Before supplements, food, always. Because food sources come with a full matrix of nutrients that work together in ways supplements can't fully replicate. Pumpkin seeds are one of the most concentrated sources available. A 30-gram handful, roughly a small palmful, provides around 150 milligrams of magnesium, which is about 40% of the EU recommended daily intake. They're also rich in zinc and healthy fats, making them one of the most efficient foods you can add to your diet. Dark chocolate at 70% or higher contains around 65 milligrams per 30 grams serving. A legitimate reason to include it, not just a consolation prize. Almonds and cashews both provide around 70 to 80 milligrams per 30 grams serving. Easy to add to meals or eat as a snack. Legumes such as black beans, lentils and chickpeas are excellent sources. A cooked cup of black beans provides around 120 milligrams, alongside fiber and protein. Spinach is one of the single best food sources available. A cooked cup provides around 155 milligrams, roughly 40% of the daily recommended intake in one serving. Whole grains including quinoa, oats and brown rice contribute meaningful amounts. A cooked cup of quinoa provides around 120 milligrams. For context, someone eating a diet rich in these foods can realistically meet the recommended intake through food alone. The challenge is that most Western diets fall significantly short of this pattern, which brings us to supplements. Sleep deserves its own section because it's one of the areas where magnesium research is most consistent. Magnesium supports sleep through several mechanisms. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system, helping the body shift into a calmer state at night. It also regulates GABA receptors in the brain. GABA is essentially the brain's braking system, and magnesium helps it function effectively. When magnesium is low, the brain has a harder time quieting down. Research has also linked magnesium to melatonin regulation. Several studies have found that magnesium supplementation improves both how quickly you fall asleep and the quality of sleep you get, particularly in older adults and people with identified deficiency. Timing-wise, most research on magnesium for sleep uses evening supplementation, taken 1 to 2 hours before bed. And the form matters here too, which brings us to the main event. Magnesium oxide, the cheapest and most common form in drugstores. Research suggests absorption is very poor, estimated at around 4%. It's primarily used as a laxative rather than a magnesium supplement. Yet it's what you'll find in most budget multivitamins. Worth checking your label before you assume you're covered. Magnesium citrate considerably better absorbed than oxide, with studies estimating around 25 to 30%. A widely used general option that tends to be affordable and accessible. A solid starting point for most people. Magnesium glycinate bound to the amino acid glycine. Research suggests good absorption and it tends to be gentle on the stomach. Glycine itself has been studied for its calming properties, making this form of particular interest for sleep and stress. It's one of the most commonly discussed forms in functional medicine circles, and given glycine's role in gut lining support, it's especially interesting from a gut health perspective. Magnesium malate bound to malic acid, which plays a role in cellular energy production. This form is often discussed in the context of fatigue and muscle discomfort, and has been studied in relation to fibromyalgia. Magnesium taurate combined with taurine. Both compounds have been studied in relation to cardiovascular health, making this an interesting option for that specific area. Magnesium threonate developed at MIT and the only form of research has shown to effectively cross the blood-brain barrier. Early studies show promising results for cognitive function and memory, though most research is still in animal models, so we call this promising rather than proven. It's also the most expensive form on the market by a significant margin. Magnesium sulfate, better known as Epsom salt. Epsom salt baths have become popular as a way to relax muscles and relieve stress, and many people swear by them. The idea is that magnesium absorbs through the skin during bathing. The evidence for meaningful transdermal absorption is limited. Most studies show only negligible amounts actually enter the bloodstream this way. That said, a warm bath has well-documented relaxation benefits, so the effect people experience is likely real. The question is whether magnesium is the active ingredient, or simply the warm water. Magnesium chloride, sometimes used in topical sprays and oils. The evidence for meaningful transdermal absorption is currently limited and mixed. So here's our verdict. For sleep and stress, magnesium glycinate is the form most supported in this context, given its absorption profile and the calming properties of glycine. For general use on a budget, magnesium citrate has solid absorption and is widely available at a lower price point than glycinate. For brain health and cognition, magnesium threonate has the most specific emerging research behind it, though the human evidence is still limited and the cost is significantly higher. Promising, not proven. For energy and muscle recovery, magnesium malate is the form most often referenced in that context. Regarding amounts, the EU recommended daily intake for magnesium is 375 mg for adults. Many supplements contain 100 to 200 mg per serving, so checking the label is important. And remember, food sources come first. Dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, legumes and dark chocolate are all excellent places to start. Before starting any supplement, consulting a healthcare professional is the sensible first step, particularly if you have kidney issues or take medication, as magnesium can interact with certain drugs. That's our verdict on magnesium. Bottom line, the form matters more than the brand, and food always comes before supplements. Read the label, not the marketing. If this was useful, subscribe. In every video we examine one ingredient, no hype, just the evidence. And we want to hear from you. What ingredient should we examine next? Drop it in the comments below. Next up, we look at whether the omega-3 supplement you're taking is actually doing anything. See you then.